Happy Monday, May 16th, 2022. Last night we had a blood moon. I don't know if it was called a blood moon, but it looked like a blood moon. And there was a solar eclipse. I went out, it was 11:11 p.m. where I'm at, is where the eclipse was, when the peak of it was. And so I went out a little bit before that. I saw it kind of coming over the moon, the shadow, and it was pretty freaky. It's because it wasn't like a disc covering the moon, where it's all black. It was like a shadow kind of hovering over the moon, and it was reddish color and pretty neat. And then I went out later, like right before sunset, an hour before sunset, and the moon was then bright in the sky, looked huge, yellowish color, looked really close, for a change. I don't know what the distance is right now, but looked really close. Now I'm sure that probably has an effect on things, like the Luna token, Luna, but it's easy to see how ancient cultures before technology were guided by the celestial bodies and seasons changing, the sun, the moon, the placement in the sky, and the events that occur with them, giving them a lot of sun gods. And it's just very easy to see how those things would be personified into made more human-like to understand it, made them into, that's why they made gods, created gods. And hey, who knows, maybe there's some truth to that. I think it's whatever we give power to. American Gods on Stars, go watch that. Give it power and it becomes real. It's like crypto. You give it power and you manifest it into reality because you use it. Just like the US dollar. You believe in the US dollar and magically it has value. Even though it really doesn't have value because there's nothing underlying it. There's a lot of people who think, first of all, that it's backed by gold. Hey, the dollar's backed by gold. Well, it kind of used to be. It is not now. Absolutely not. And some other people will think that, hey, I have cash in the bank. So that cash is actually in the bank. You go and take your money and put it in the bank. It's actually backed up by cash, right? It's in the bank if I want to go get it. No, it's not in the bank. It's called fractional reserve banking. It is not in the bank. You do not have the money. They don't even have the money. If you go look at the numbers, they don't have the dollar bills to back up the money that's been created because they do it digitally. And that's what Jerome Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve, just freaking said. So you basically just create this money out of nothing. You print this money. And he said, well, we print it digitally. Now, I don't know what that means. Print it digitally, but that's what they do. They create digital money on the screen. So if you want the actual cash, to hold in your hand, in your possession, to where you can just walk around anonymously and pay for things, good luck doing that, because the cash doesn't exist for... Really? The cash doesn't exist. She wants to get on camera. The cash doesn't exist. This is Franny. Yep. It's our Cocker Spaniel Poodle mix. As she chews on my steering wheel that everybody makes fun of. But the cash does not exist. And so that eliminates a certain level of anonymity, because if everything's digital and everything's going through transactions, going through ledgers, then it's very easy to track everything you do. Now, people will say, what do you have to hide? It's like, well, the fact is, I kind of would like to have some privacy. Do you have a house that does not have window shades? Do you not put a lock on your door? I mean, you wear clothes, don't you? I mean, there's a certain level of privacy that just makes sense, I think, and everybody's entitled to that. And the same thing should be said about your money. You go to work and you earn money, which is a representation of your energy. You don't necessarily have to go out there and show everybody exactly what you have and what you're doing with it. Why would you? That's how criminals target people. So it's important to have privacy of money, in your money and in your transactions. And that's coming to Litecoin in 3 days. Mimble Wimble, going to be able to do confidential transactions on May 19th. Pretty cool stuff. And the price, I looked at it today, it doesn't even matter to me at this point. The price was like $67, it was like $70 yesterday, bouncing between $65 and $70. Absolute steal. Absolute steal to be able to have something that you can transact with confidentially. Can't do that with Bitcoin. Can't do that with Dogecoin. Can't do it with Digibyte, even though I like those. I mean, the liquidity of Litecoin along with confidential transactions is a game changer. It really is. And that will, that's just it will be proven. So get it while it's on sale. That's kind of my attitude. But I was going back to, everything has value. And if nobody sees value in it, then the price isn't going to go up. They're not going to give their dollar bills or whatever other energy that they have to buy Litecoin or to acquire Litecoin. What we saw over the past, few days, the weekend, and then a little bit prior last week was this UST thing that was supposedly a stable coin tied to a dollar. And I mean, I looked over the weekend, it was like 15 cents, I think. It's supposed to be $1. And then the other sister coin, Terra Luna, it was down to 0.00002, something like that. I don't know. And we had people saying, oh, I'm buying a bunch of it, and I'm going to make money. And I think that's all crypto's become in a lot of ways, is just a casino. Now, a lot of people lost a lot of money on it because it was $100 or more a few weeks ago. There she is. You can probably see her, like, maybe crawling up here in a minute or a few seconds. But that coin was worth over $100, and people were touting it. You had, big influencers on YouTube out there touting, oh, Luna. Yeah, that's a great coin. Went from $100 to like not even 1,000th of a frickin' dollar. I mean, not a penny, but 0.0000 something. I mean, it was like 4 zeros after the decimal point. And it's just, that's what can happen if you have a crypto that's not backed by anything, that doesn't have a history. And it's dangerous. And there's a lot of people that jump into that stuff thinking, well, I'm going to get rich quick. And I see a lot of people in Bitcoin that used to be, Bitcoin used to be about freedom money. It used to be about, okay, giving a big middle finger to the banking system and saying, you know what, we're tired of you controlling us. We're tired of you printing up all this money. We're tired of you just creating money out of nothing and loaning it out and charging interest on it and causing inflation and causing the cost of everything to go up. Sick of it. Sick of getting robbed. Sick of our labor, our energy getting robbed. And Bitcoin, can solve that problem. There are a lot of people early on that believed that. And what I see now with these big conferences and the millions that get spent, and all I see is just, hey, when are we going to get a Bitcoin ETF? Hey, when's this fund going to be able to buy? And it's all you're doing is ushering the old system into the new system, and nothing changes. Nothing changes. And there are too many people who are happy to see that happen. That's great. Yeah, let's get more money into Bitcoin. Let's get more Wall Street. Let's get politics into Bitcoin. And I mean, you're looking at politicians that all they're saying, they mention the word Bitcoin, and they're just going to use that as, and so many people into crypto are going to say, oh yeah, vote for him just because of that one issue. And they know nothing about it. These politicians know nothing about it. They're just going to use it as a tool, get more votes. I mean, we don't see a politician standing out there saying, hey, y'all need to buy crypto, y'all need to buy silver to protect yourself from the dollar. I mean, but no, it's because they're making money in that system. They're doing well in that system, and that's what's helped them get to where they're at. So no, they're not going to be, bad-mouthing that bread and butter that they get. It's just, when are we going to have honesty? When are we going to have transparency? When are we going to have candidates that say, listen, your system, your government has robbed you. They've started foreign wars for nothing. They're continuing them. They're funding operations overseas. They are not protecting your border. They don't care about the baby formula shortage. They'll give it to illegals. Your government doesn't care about you. They just want to rob you of your wealth. They want to keep you down so you don't realize how powerful you really are. And you might actually say, wait a minute, you people aren't serving me. Get out. No, they don't want that. Don't have anybody who stands up and says, you know what? Yeah, they're vampires. Yeah, it's a casino. Yeah, you're playing with poker chips that, you may or may not be able to redeem at the end of the game. So let's do something about it. and encourage people and use that bully pulpit to say, hey, you know what, go get some crypto, and not Luna coins, not all these other coins that have come out of nowhere in the last year. No, you might want to look at something like Bitcoin. You might want to look at something like Litecoin that's been running for 10.5 years, that has very, very low cost transactions, under a penny to send $1 million, $10 million, doesn't matter, under a penny. The network's never failed. It's only 84 million of them. That's only enough for a quarter of a Litecoin per person in the United States. Quarter of a Litecoin. Give me a break. Now that is a sound asset. That is something that's sound money for the digital age. It's got privacy transactions, confidential transactions with MWeb coming out May 19th. 3 days. We don't have people saying that, though. We're just looking at, well, you know what, that guy's worse than me. And so you don't want to vote for him. Next election, we're going to take back the House. Yeah, we're going to swing it red. And then they're going to swing it blue. And then they're going to swing, swing, swing. And that's all they do. Need to have some honesty. Need to have some transparency. Need to have, somebody stand up and just tell it like it is. You know, we've just been robbed our whole lives. This economic system has done nothing but bleed us. And everybody who does not talk about it and get down to the monetary aspect, quit talking about, oh, our debt's so big, oh, we're going to lower taxes. You know what? There shouldn't be any taxes. There should be no income tax. And the reason why is because they can create the money out of nothing, and the tax does no good. So when you can create the money out of nothing, why do you need a tax on the people? It's already inflationary. So why are you going to bleed people out? Oh, that's because that's what they do. They want to beat you down. They want to keep you weak, keep you busy, trying to struggle and keep your head above water so that you don't get wise and actually, do a little bit of research and figure out that, wait a minute, this whole thing's a scam. It's a Ponzi scheme. Why am I feeding it? Why am I participating? Why am I playing blackjack with this vampire at the casino? But the beat goes on, and the politicians never change. They just give lip service to change, and they never do anything because they're not addressing the core issue, and the core issue is the money is flawed. It's not sound money. It's not backed by anything. So to take it back, don't think you're going to walk into the bank and be able to withdraw a bunch of cash. If you put your retirement in the bank and say you got $50,000 sitting in the bank, go in there and try and take it out. They don't have it. But they can order it, and a few days later, you can come pick it up, because then they can print it if they need to. Or they can get it from a warehouse somewhere and consolidate it. What are you doing, chewing on rocks? Dogs like to chew on rocks. I just don't want her swallowing it. Yeah, I don't want you to swallow it. Big kisses. So, yeah, focus on things that are important. Right here, that bring happiness. Absolutely, bring some happiness. Some aggravation, lack of sleep. But, come on, sweetheart. I don't know. I'm not upset. I'm just kind of, when are people going to wake up, and realize, and I guess I shouldn't blame most people because they are stuck in a rut. They are trying to keep their heads above water, and it's hard to really understand what's been done to you. But you can see it through inflation and the cost of goods going up. And if you put the pieces together and realize, wait a minute, that's because they printed all this money and they've created all this money, so it's driving the price of everything up that I need. And there's artificial scarcity because, you've got big suppliers, or I should say big retailers, not putting egg orders in, even though there's plenty of eggs to go around. And you've got food processing plants mysteriously burning down. So there's a scarcity that's, being created, it seems. And it's hurting people because not enough supply can get to the market. And what does then becomes more expensive, just like cars. The automobile manufacturers can we're not going to make as many cars now. And so they create an artificial scarcity, and you got a bunch of cars, and people are driving up prices, a bidding war for trucks and, everything that, you think about the trucks and the price of trucks, used trucks, absolutely ridiculous. Now, when you've got $5 a gallon gasoline and diesel, might put a little pinch on that price. we'll see what happens with it. But don't see anything letting up at this point. So when you see Litecoin at $67, it's a steal. Absolute steal for what it is, what it can do, the value that it can transfer. It's not closed. Bank can close. The bank can freeze your account, flag your account, and say, PayPal does this. Ask anybody that's been, ripped off by PayPal and other banks to where, well, there's suspicious activity on your card and we're freezing your account. Then you got to prove that, well, yeah, I was actually traveling and needed to get, something, in another state. And so you've frozen me and now I'm locked out. Can't lock out Litecoin. Can't. Litecoin network runs, been running for over 10.5 years. No government can stop it. No central bank can stop it. Nothing can stop it. Be your own bank. Litecoin, sound money for the digital age. All right, I hope you have a happy Monday. Hope you saw the full moon last night. Go in the eclipse. Go check it out. There were a double rainbow yesterday. It rained a little bit, and then the lunar eclipse. And that's pretty cool. Bright, beautiful rainbow, just like right there. Get your pot of gold. Get your pot of gold. All right. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Love you all. I really do. And trust yourselves. Trust your instincts. And June 17th, we are going to be having a live happy hour in Peoria, Illinois. Location to be determined. It will be in Peoria, Illinois. June 17th, Friday. Happy hour as usual, 4 p.m. Central Time. And we're going to party a little bit later than 4 to 5. Went 4 to 6 last week on the show. But live happy hour in Peoria, Illinois. Come on out, man. Make plans. If you've never been to a meetup, come to a meetup because you're going to meet a lot of like-minded people. And you're going to walk away with some good connections. And you'll be glad you did it. You really will. It's life-changing for a lot of people. It really is, and it has been, and I've seen it. So that's why I do it. That's why I like to do it. That's why I like to do these things. June 17th, Peoria, Illinois. Come check it out. Like I said, location to be determined in Peoria, and it will be it's going to be a good time. Absolutely a good time. Meet Litecoin Lisa and me and Mitch from Mitchie's Motivational Monday. There's going to be a lot of other people coming that you want to meet. All right. Check out my website, clintwestwood.net, for more details on that. I'll be posting clintwestwood.net. Got all my links, everything out there. Anything I talk about, it's out there on the website. All right. Love you all. Have a great Monday, great week. Trust yourselves, and hit that thumbs up if you give a hoot about what I say. If not, that's okay too. All right. Still love you. Have a good one.